petróleo. Ahora saca 18 millones de sí, hasta ahí nomás, ya no va a aguantar más.
Tiwanaku, perhaps the most ancient city in all of South America. At an estimated 2,000 years old, this site was once the center of the vast Tiwanaku Empire. The sheer magnitude and technical precision of the structures found at these ruins baffle archaeologists. Some stones found at Tiwanaku weigh over 100 tons, the heaviest believed to exceed 130. The Tiwanaku people possessed an exceptionally advanced understanding of the cosmos, mathematics, and stone building techniques. Sometime between AD 1000 and 1100, the vast empire collapsed. The reasons for this collapse are thought to be agricultural, but nobody really knows for sure. The once inhabitants of this mighty empire were forced to scatter throughout the neighboring mountains. One such group eventually settled near the northwest shore of Lake Titicaca. This group was the Uru. The Uru's native language of Pukina, spoken at Tiwanaku, vanished into history due to unconsensual assimilation with the Aymara from the north. We talked to a local tour guide who asserted the same story we heard from the Uru at Lake Titicaca. He claimed that there were linguistic similarities between Aymara and the Japanese language, as well as physical attributes between the people.
Some words are the same.
Okay.
And she says some marks in the body, mainly women, have the same. We saw the same mark in woman here. She said, some just like the black point, or maybe it's the same in Japanese, and women, mainly women here. She have the mark.
Interesting.
On the leg.
Wow.
My daughter, the same. Here, on the leg. Then she told me that.
Yeah.
And she told me, I don't remember in this moment, but she told me the meaning of the word. And it was the same.
Yeah.
The meaning. I find the same legends all around the world.
Yeah.
Just like you hear about
Interesting.
the white man with beard and mustache. He went to the place to teach them. Nobody knows.
No one knows.
The mystery deepened as we talked to a man who told us that not too long ago, the site of Pumapunku used to be right along the shore of Lake Titicaca. What made this man's statement even more eerie is that today, the site of Pumapunku and Tiwanaku both lie 20 kilometers to the south of Lake Titicaca.
It is a very eerie feeling standing here at Pumapunku. And this place almost looks as if some kind of catastrophe struck, blocks just kind of thrown all over the place. Some of these stones are over 127 tons. I think the largest one is 127 tons.
We visited the museum at Tiwanaku and found some strange unlabeled artifacts. These head sculptures depicting men with facial hair are pre-Columbian.
So we're meeting the tour guide from Tiwanaku here at La Paz. I hope we can find him.
Hello?
Hi.
You done?
Yeah.
Alright, so I think we'll start with that
that I had a question about the head in the museum.
Yeah, the legend says that the name was
Kontiki.
He exclaimed how the head in the museum was made by the Tiwanaku culture 1,000 years ago. The head depicts the god of Tiwanaku, Kontiki. The story of Kontiki is found throughout the Andes, but can be traced back to Tiwanaku. The story was later adopted by the Incan Empire, where they changed the name of Kontiki to Viracocha. In the creation myth of Tiwanaku, Kontiki is depicted as having porcelain pale skin and facial hair. In some stories, Kontiki ascended from Lake Titicaca, creating a race of giants who constructed the mighty stone temples of Tiwanaku. Kontiki became displeased with his creation and swept it into oblivion with a great flood. He spared the lives of 2 individuals who repopulated the region. However, in other versions of the story, Kontiki is not depicted as a deity at all. In one version, Kontiki is depicted as being a flesh and blood man who arrived from the Pacific to teach the locals of agriculture, architecture, and astronomy. Some lore depicts him as even an unpopular diplomat among the natives, on few occasions even being stoned. The legend ends with Kontiki's promise to return before he walked across the Pacific, but in some versions he sailed.
It's possible to do it sailing from shore to side.
And I think
the key is the wind.
the wind, yeah. And I think in one of the versions of the story of the Viracocha, isn't it told that he sails off into the Pacific?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in the legend, the white man with a beard mustache, he came 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
Yeah, and the legend,
Right.
people, this is folklore, you know, it's tradition.
Right.
1,000 of years ago came the man, Kontiki. He was a white man using beard mustache. He teach to the Tiwanakans about hydraulic engineering.
Right.
You saw the city with water channels.
Right.
They were engineers. And he teach about the constellations. And after that, he went away. However, he says that he is going to come back. He never come back. It's possible to find the same legend, not the same language, not the same civilization, but the same legend all around the world.
Right, yeah.
After Tiwanaku came the Aymaras.
Yeah.
With Aymaras, the name was Tunupa.
Tunupa. Okay.
The same legend in Aymara. And after the Incas.
Right.
With the Incas, Viracocha. And you know, on the Polynesian islands, Tiki.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean,
That's that I know.
yeah, about the peculiar relationship and similarities between Aymara and the Japanese language. Do you think it's possible that, well, it's currently thought that the Japanese language originated from Pacific Islands?
Yes, approximately 2 years ago came people from Japan, and a woman, she says, you know, Leo, some words in Aymara and some words from Japan is the same and have the same meaning.
Do you think Tiwanaku was used as a port city?
According to investigations, the Lake Titicaca, it was near in the Tiwanakan style.
A lot closer.
Today, we can find the lake 15 kilometers to the west. But according to investigations, it was 5 kilometers.
5
to the west.
kilometers. Oh, okay.
It was near.
Right.
And archaeologists believe that the city it covered approximately 5 kilometers square around. Then it was on the border of the lake. Then it was a port.
How long would it take for the water to recede like that?
Approximately 1,500.
What about the current condition of Pumapunku and the Temple of the Sun? It all seems a bit scattered around, like it's been thrown around. Was that due to the Spanish using the site as a quarry, or was it already in that condition upon Spanish arrival?
According to the chronicles, they questioned the Incas that if they built this place, and the Incas they say no, the ancestors they built that place.
Right, yeah.
And when the Spaniards arrived, it was in ruins. Some pieces, big, huge pieces.
Right.
That weigh more than 100 tons in different positions. Maybe a lot of water, a flat.
The evidence amassed seems to suggest that there in fact was Transpacific communication prior to European colonization. A recent genetic study on Polynesian sweet potatoes traced their ancestors back to South America. Along with archaeological evidence for this sweet potato's pre-Columbian Trans-Pacific voyage is linguistic evidence. One word for a type of sweet potato in Polynesian is kumala, which closely resembles the Quechua word kumara. As for the similarities between Aymara and Japanese, the evidence is only subjective. However, one such theory on the origins of the Japanese language suggests the language came from Pacific Islanders.
In this time, we have genius, or Leonardo da Vinci, yes?
Yeah.
And another, Tesla, genius
Right.
from our age. Why not the SLG genius in the time?
So what does all of this mean? It means that long before European colonization, communication and perhaps even trade existed between East Asians, Pacific Islanders, and the ancient inhabitants of South America. If there's anything to be learned from all this, it's this. No matter how technologically advanced, widely spread, or influential, every civilization one day will come to an end.
There's a lot of mystery surrounding the age blocks, but with just a little change of perspective, you can see they're actually eye blocks.